Why do difficult conversations happen? Well, different priorities, differences of opinion, right? You can come from different directions. I'm thinking of it this way, you're thinking of it that way. Defensive people. Are you defensive? Never. And you know what? It doesn't mean that you're difficult if you're defensive. It just might be that you really think you're right. Right? There's nothing wrong with that. Tough topic, lack of ability to communicate. Anybody in here find it difficult to communicate? Any people do not have the ability to communicate well? Okay, it's everybody else, right? Well, and you know what? That's not something that just the idiots in the crowd don't know how to communicate. It's a tough thing to do. There are certain people that at least I find it much more difficult to connect with. Different frames of reference. One or both people are emotional. Anybody an emotional mess? No? Again, it's everybody else, right? It's those other folks that are the emotional mess. But really, aren't there days where you're a little less on top of your game? Aren't there days where you're a little wound up? Aren't there topics that get you a little bit? Nobody likes that word emotional because, you know, that's all those teenagers, right?
The passion takes over.
The passion takes over. That's a great way. That's a great way to look at that. Avoiding work or accountability. You wouldn't avoid work, would you? But don't we all have those tasks that we don't really like to do? Yeah. And don't we all have those situations where we really don't want somebody holding us accountable because we're not sure it's perfect or we're not sure we're ready for that yet? So we're not only talking about the other slackers that are out there. All these things could apply to any of us on any given day. People don't like one another. And there are people you just don't get along with as well, aren't there? Some people get along with everybody, some people get along with nobody, but then most of us are kind of in the middle, and there's some people we like and some people we don't like as much. Too busy to communicate. Anybody else too busy to communicate? Sometimes you've got to run through and get stuff done.